Hello everyone, welcome once again to another episode of Forwardpreneurs, where resilience, innovation, and knowledge meet entrepreneurship and leadership. Today I have the pleasure to have with me Dr. Nehal. Hello Dr. Nehal, how are you?
Hello Susanna, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. First of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to be here with us today. And I'm looking forward to hear about your experience, your knowledge, and your background. So right now, I'll give you the opportunity to introduce yourself briefly to our audience, and then we go from there.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for the invitation, and wish you and all the audience a very happy new year. To start with, so basically I'm Dr. Nehal in Naggar. I'm a business professor and I'm the Dean of Student Affairs at the Royal University for Women here in Bahrain. I've been here in Bahrain for the past 10 years. I'm a mother of 3, and we'll come to that at a different point in the discussion. What else should I add at this point?
I think that's a perfect introduction.
Okay.
And then we'll start going from there. So I know there's a lot of things that we will be covering today. And one of the main things that I want to start with is your journey. How do you ended up here in Bahrain? And where are you originally from?
Okay, so originally I'm from Egypt. I've been a business professor, management consultant, and I worked in organizations, government and public. It has been a really enriching experience, and it helped in building my exposure, both academically and professionally. And basically, I started more on the corporate side, and I had always the teaching on the side. But I felt it's the time to swap the model. So I felt it would be really like the contribution would be higher, bringing the best practice into the classroom. And so I'm not teaching textbooks, I'm teaching real life cases. So it added to my knowledge, as well as it has been very interactive and engaging with the students. So this is on one aspect. I've been a mentor and supported different startups and businesses. It started here in Bahrain. Basically, I've been the Injaz Bahrain University coordinator for the past 9 years. I've been mentoring a lot of startups in the ecosystem. We worked with Injaz Bahrain, Hope Fund and Hope Ventures. We worked with UNIDO. We worked with different partners. So it's always nice to feel connected to the community and whoever is contributing to the cause. I've been interested in entrepreneurship and strategic management for some time, because basically it's nice to know the direction of the company, as well as the different ideas and innovation with regard to new businesses and new ventures. So it has been really fulfilling over the past years. And of course, seeing all of those students and the mentees and the startups growing, succeeding. So you feel the journey is really worth living so far. So I'm satisfied and fulfilled.
I can definitely attest for that. When it comes to supporting her students, you will always see her doing that. I had seen her in different conferences here in the Kingdom of Bahrain, and as she mentioned, a startup, right? There's some startups competitions here in the Kingdom, and you will always see her there, not just behind the scene, which is mentoring her students, but also during their presentations, and I'm sure afterwards as well. In regards to your students, is there any specific memory that you have that has been highlighted among your students, perhaps somebody that you mentor and you saw them succeed, something that you would like to share?
Actually, each one of them is a piece of art in itself, because basically this is my achievement, seeing my students beginning from first year at the university and their growth, professional as well as the personal development throughout. A lot of them, I have a good eye way for picking their skills and talents. So basically, I see them, I highlight, okay, who can actually be part of a certain program, or who can add value, or maybe who has the potential. So I always guided those students towards maybe the right match or the right program that they can grow, especially with regard to whatever they are like. I don't want to say it's a weakness, but probably like they have a self-doubt regarding those skills. So a lot of them, they were put on the right track, on the right path. A lot of them were resisting at the very beginning, yet they have been thankful towards the end. So I have students participating in certain programs, resisting and like feeling that they can't continue, they can't commit, they're overwhelmed. There are tears and screams at the beginning, and then when they listen and they are well guided and mentored, they actually achieve great achievements towards the end, and it opened doors for them, not only for one program but different aspects, public speaking contests, representing Bahrain in different platforms and different competitions. So these are like really stars in my career. I don't want to name names because I don't want to leave some out, but they know themselves, and throughout the years it's been fulfilling. Sometimes after graduation they come back and they share their success, or they thank me for supporting or for pushing them, although they didn't appreciate it at the beginning. Yeah, but no, now I feel that I'm doing them the right guidance and support. So I thank them for following and congratulate all of them for their achievements, and hope to see more success in the future in my students and colleagues and my mentees.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And I think it's important, as you mentioned, when you're able to identify the potential of your students, and also to have the eye to see where their weaknesses are and where their strengths are. That way they can take the right course and take the right and learn the right skills in order to succeed. And as any journey, it's not easy at the beginning.
Sure.
So that's important that you're able to build that relationship with them. I know at the university you have created different initiatives and programs, and you also make it an inclusive environment. What are some strategies that you use to make it an inclusive environment for all the students over there?
As you know, we are at the Royal University for Women, so being inclusive is focusing on women, basically, but inclusive in the sense we have different colleges. Of course, I belong to the College of Business, but in each and every initiative I introduce to students, I try to engage students from different years, different nationalities, and different majors. So first of all, they learn from each other, because sometimes, like, you're in a certain college, or maybe you're a senior student, you don't mingle much with like freshman students. So I make sure that they work together. In each and every program, I like to have like representation from different majors, because again, they add value to the project they are working on. So this is interesting. And on the other hand, the opportunities themselves are very diverse. So sometimes it's towards building a business, or maybe like setting a strategy, or just the leadership program. So it depends on the nature of the program and the requirements. So you identify whoever is interested and whoever has the potential, and you like build the right team. So it's this is the main challenge, to build the right team, to convince them or to persuade them to work together, to work on maintaining the team practices throughout, and to take them to the final destination. Yeah.
Wonderful. And it's definitely a challenge when you try to introduce a new concept, especially to the students that are not used to it. So to be able to transmit the vision that you have and the main purpose to them is definitely a challenge. And I'm glad that they're able to experience that during their university years in order for them to develop all the skills that they need. When it comes to the ecosystem here of entrepreneurship in universities, what would you believe it's something that highlights the entrepreneurship ecosystem in the university here in Bahrain? And what do you believe would make it even more successful?
Okay, so of course I really commend and appreciate the ecosystem here in Bahrain. It's very supportive for entrepreneurs, and of course most of the universities are doing a great job with regard to building the entrepreneurial education, the mindset. we have, of course, we're working towards building the proper entrepreneurial universities. Even us, like I consider myself, I'm not an entrepreneur, but I consider myself a faculty entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
So I work with this mindset in like teaching, in mentoring and guiding students, in seizing and seeking different opportunities for the students as well. Of course, looking up or searching for new opportunities for students is really important for universities. Benchmarking is another thing. Partnerships are really important. Extending to the community and the society is always a plus. Building this dialogue with students and between students is important. Using the right maybe platforms or technology, of course, we're seeking this. So I think we're there and we're heading in the right direction. So the kingdom with the strategy of the kingdom and the ecosystem, I think we're working together smoothly.
Yes.
I can see that happening. Different organizations are here working towards building the right, sustainable, consistent, innovative environment as well. So yeah, I think we're doing well, but of course there's always an area for improvement. I think the challenges might be different from one university to another, the nature of the studies, the students, the composition of the students, the numbers. But maybe one of the things that has to be highlighted, maybe introducing the different programs or increasing awareness among faculty and admin staff, because sometimes maybe because I'm not working directly with entrepreneurship or innovation, they think it's all business related, but it's not. Nowadays it's not. So they have maybe to engage more faculty members and admin staff from different colleges and different departments and different disciplines, just to be more supportive. They are supportive, but maybe to be more supportive or maybe help in creating this innovative culture.
Wonderful. And I love it how here, like the ecosystem of entrepreneurship unites all the universities with all the programs that the country offers itself. And I had also seen collaborations among universities. So I like the fact that you are highlighting that to bring more awareness will make things even better. So that's something that we definitely need to highlight and appreciate in regards of how things are working here in the kingdom. Now I hear you being so passionate and about the career path that you chose. Could you please share with us how did you decide to be on academia and especially on this field of entrepreneurship?
Okay, interestingly, I come from a very academic family. My dad is a business professor and he's been a management consultant himself, and he's been quite an inspiration for me and the rest of the family. My mom, on the other hand, is a senior English teacher and school headmistress, leading the education on the school level. Most of my family members are PhD holders, so I can't go astray. I cannot go otherwise. But it's not only about being academic or the education. It's the way it has been delivered throughout my years growing up. I've seen both my parents mentoring students. I've always seen students around, postgraduate students, people seeking advice, being mentored, being guided. So it's the knowledge sharing in the air. It's the amount of support and helping others on different levels, guiding them personally as well as professionally. So I've seen it happening. So sometimes when I do something, I remember you know what, I've seen this has happened before. And one of the my motto or slogan, or what I really wanted in life when I was growing up, is I always had this statement, making change happen. But at different stages in my life, I didn't know how. And on the other hand, knowledge sharing is my something that I really believe in. But again, I didn't know how to pursue that. I've tried to do it in consultancy and in management in different functions I worked in, but I really found it in education. I found it in the university level, being the classroom, guiding students. And of course, there are moments that you feel very highly rewarded when when a student comes to you and tells you, you know what, I learned from you something, or this added to me. 2 weeks back, actually, I attended a wedding, and it was really interesting. One of my alumni came by. Of course, she's grown up. She's very much well-groomed, and of course, really well-dressed and groomed and everything. So she has changed, and it has been probably she's graduated 5 years ago or something. So I couldn't recognize her at the very beginning. So she came to me. She told me, you know what? Just like last week, she didn't know that we're going to be meeting because she's not the one who invited me. She was just attending. And she told me, I was just mentioning to my supervisor some of the things that you taught me in class. So I felt, oh my God, this is what makes me alive, because, you feel fulfilled, you feel the impact, you feel. I always tell my students, if you remembered after my class and after getting the grades and all, one information or one knowledge, or you learned something and you kept it for life, this for me is what really matters. So when I see those students using the knowledge I share, or maybe following my advice, some of my alumni, they come by and just seek advice with regard to their career. After years and years, they're asking me, doctor, actually, we're changing jobs. Sometimes they seek advice with regard, you know what, I have a bit of a challenge with my manager. What do I do? Mm-hmm. And this is years after their graduation. So this kind of bond, this kind of mentorship, it's really they trust you. They come by, they share their successes. They bring their kids. So those are the moments that you feel that you're part of their lives. You have impacted them well. You feel that you can provide support. They feel safe. They feel they have somebody to lean upon or go back to. So and my kids always tell me when I tell them my other kids at the university, you have a lot of kids, mama. When I tell them, okay, my daughter, which one? You have a lot of daughters.
They have a lot of siblings.
So they have, and they know that I really do it with passion. I do it with love, and I do it as part of my belief that if I can actually contribute, if I can actually help, so I'll do whatever it takes. And sometimes my students they come to me and they tell me, doctor, we have a challenging situation, but we know that you can make it happen. So it's challenging to me. Sometimes I can't, but I do my best. So everything that happens with passion, it actually reaches out, and it's quite impactful.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that wonderful story. I think the bond that you create with your students, it speaks for itself. Honestly, it does. Because as you mentioned, it's not just about teaching from textbooks.
Yeah.
It goes beyond that. Yes. So you become like a mentor. You are their mentor. You're somebody that they can come back. And when you build that type of relationship, it means a lot to the students, because they're able to count on somebody even after graduation.
Yes.
So it's really a long-lasting relationship that you are creating, long-lasting relationship and memories that you are creating with your students. And I'm sure that a lot of them decide to follow your path as well. So actually, for those that are deciding and thinking about academia and following your path, what would you recommend to them? What would you advise them?
I advise them to, number one, self-awareness is important. So know who you are, know who are what you're good at. We're discussing earlier, even your learning style. How are you teaching? Who are you? How are you learning things? And of course, you have to have a true passion towards that. You have to know what is your goal behind this pursuing this path, because honestly, I'm not into get your degree and this prestigious title. You go in and you teach from a textbook and leave. So it doesn't really add value. We all had so many instructors and professors, and honestly, we don't remember all of them. So it's about what you do, how you deliver it. It's about continuous improvement and acquiring a lot of knowledge and professional development opportunities. So this is important, as well as creating the bond. But I always guide my students in any career actually to be friendly, not familiar. One of my colleagues at the very early years when I started teaching, I like to behave or to act very professional in my work, friendly, nice, and considerate and all. But I like to really be very professional. So one of my colleagues came by and told me, "Doctor, try to be nice with the students. Make them love you." This was probably after a couple of months when I came. Make them love you before you give them assignments and all. And I told him, "You know what? Don't worry, they will get there." But I can't start the class being too friendly.
Of course.
Because you need to build this profile, you need to build this relationship. Okay, there is respect, there is this relationship. Yes, I'm approachable, but you have to do your part. And again, seek advice. My door is open always. But so friendly and not familiar is definitely one of the things they have to maintain. And of course, we have a challenge as females, especially in this part of the world. Okay, we ask them to network, we ask them to step out and to reach out to people. But of course, they have to do it in a certain way. We're equal, but still I'm feminine, but I'm professional, So it's I always tell even my daughter, okay, you are soft and tender, but you're tough. So tough and tender is the equation. And of course, seeking proper mentoring to be always on the right path. And it's okay if something goes wrong, but you have to know how to go back on track and to learn from those mistakes and challenges.
Lovely, that's a beautiful advice. And anyone that is looking into pursuing a career in academia, you have to be, as she mentioned, be self-aware of what your style will be and also what your strengths are, right? Because it's just not just passion. You also have to have the knowledge and bring up the best out of your students. So for that, it's like a whole mission. It's not just reading from the textbook and then you're on your own. If you really want to make an impact, and that's something that we were discussing, right? What's really the vision and the mission that you have behind going into academia and teaching your students? If it's about just mentoring, is it just about, just having a job? What is it? And for you, as we can see, it goes beyond the classroom. So thank you for that. Thank you for helping the new generation, gain all this knowledge, but not just the knowledge and the experience, but also to have that personal bond with you that they can always carry on and do the same, right? Because it's like a ripple effect. They experience that by going through your classes and everything, but it stays with them. So they're able, whether they decide to go into the same field or not, they are aware that I got this experience, I can do the same, regardless of their field. So thank you for that. Now, I know recently you were nominated and you actually won. So congratulations, Woman of the Year in Education.
Yes.
So I was so happy. I was cheering for her before and after and now. So very well deserved. I was really looking forward to hear your name. When it comes to recognition in academia, what does it mean to you in your career aspect and also in your personal aspect to get recognized, in a platform outside the university?
Okay, so of course I'm very humbled and very happy about this achievement. And actually, initially, it was quite fulfilling in the sense my students they nominated me.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
it started by that, which is in itself is a validation for whatever you're doing. And then I thought, okay, why not? Although like knowing the ecosystem in Bahrain and how, like I always say, people in Bahrain are very well educated and very sophisticated. So the competition is really tough. But I said to myself, why not? Mm-hmm. It's nice, and just preparing for the award and applying, it helps you to self-reflect. Answering the questions, preparing your profile, answering those interviews, going through different phases, the qualifying stages. It was a learning experience, and it just like highlighted some of the aspects sometimes you do and you're not aware, or you're not aware of the impact, the kind of questions, and thinking about them and preparing for them. It puts things into a certain perspective, which was really an eye-opener for myself. On the other hand, of course, the recognition. Like initially when I was qualified, and then I entered, and then I was shortlisted in the top 3 nominees. Unfortunately, I was sick on that day. I was not there, and even though I was not there, I had a lot of people who actually sent me messages and pictures that they're like, I didn't know that they would even vote for me, and they mentioned, you know what, we voted for you. You really deserve this. So this was another confirmation that I'm doing something good. That, you know what, I should keep on doing what I'm doing, maybe learn or practice, or maybe try to improve what I'm doing. But I was happy with the nomination just for the top 3. And then on the day before, during and after, like people were telling me like, okay, you really deserve this. And again, people maybe they are not on the day-to-day cycle. Or like they don't see you in practice. Maybe we've met once or twice, maybe they don't know what I really do. And when I feel this, or I hear this from them, it was really like, you know, heartfelt, really heartfelt that they see you. Things are seen, and things it's reaching out to different platforms, not only in education. People in different industries are seeing what's happening. My students, my alumni. So it was really nice. At the moment, I was really very timid and very humbled, and I didn't know, like, you know, this moment is really. It means a lot. And of course, after that, and the feedback from my students. So I really encourage everyone to actually try to apply even to those awards, not only to be awarded, but just to see how far are they from what needs to be done. So and I believe everyone is a winner if they really believe in whatever they're doing. They have to be recognized in a certain way, but just look at it, present it, and promote it, demonstrate it properly. And honestly, if my students did not tell me to apply, I wouldn't have to. So I thought like, okay, well, maybe I don't deserve this.
So this time was reversed, like yes. They were the ones.
Yes, totally. So I encourage others, like even like 2 weeks back, I received this email the top 30 under 30. Mm-hmm. So of course there are certain awards and certain platforms where you can showcase your work or your achievements at a certain age, 30 under 30, 40 under 40, and women awards and other awards. So actually I circulated to some of my students whom I really feel that they are worthy. I told them, you have a story to tell, you have something to share. So I believe in sharing success and sharing knowledge and trying to showcase who you are and your achievements. So once more, I really thank Women this month for the award, and I congratulate all the winners and all the nominees and everyone who was there throughout the award and the process, because again, it has really been really fulfilling and interesting, and wish more achievers and awardees in the future. So wish you all the best.
Lovely. Yes, I was so happy really when I heard your name, especially when I first saw it when we were voting, and I said, I know her, of course. There was other categories, but you had the option to vote for the categories that you wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah, so I voted for education, and I think it was women in beauty, and the other one, I think it was women in fitness. And that's it.
I didn't know the other. Yeah, exactly.
But when I saw your name, I said, "Oh my goodness!" Because I didn't know you had been nominated.
Yes,
I didn't know. But when I heard about this, it was during the voting process. So I said, "I'm definitely voting for her."
Wow.
So I'm very happy. It really, really, made my heart happy, because as you mentioned, sometimes we do things right out of our heart, but we don't really think about so much of all the things that we have done. So we don't really reflect much on our actions. And I think that happens a lot when you are very genuine and when you do things with a mission and your passion. You're not really thinking, okay, I did this, I did that. You don't keep track of it, because your main goal is not to have a track of or counting the people that you have helped on the way. Your goal is to see who else you can help.
Yes.
So I think this type of awards and platforms, and that's one of the missions with the podcast as well, it's to help those that are doing amazing things to reflect and also to go back the memory lane and see, look, this is where I have come, I have come this far, and this is all the things that I have done. Because really, sometimes we just keep going, and we don't think about the past. And so it's this time where we're like, okay, I done it. I have created all this impact on my students, and I have, be part of creating the ecosystem here in Bahrain when it comes to entrepreneurship. It really takes, like they said, a whole village. It's not just universities, it's not just Unido, it's not just like private institutions, it's like the whole ecosystem itself, like everyone working together. What are some things that you see here in the Kingdom of Bahrain, not just in universities? I know we talk about the universities, entrepreneurship ecosystem, but in general, how do you see Bahrain itself when it comes to the entrepreneurship ecosystem?
Okay, actually Bahrain is very leading in so many aspects, especially entrepreneurship, and I really, I'm grateful that I'm here. I'm part of the ecosystem at the moment, and I see it achieving much more. And one of the projects that our university is engaged with, actually we are the lead institution, is the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, which is a very prestigious research about the entrepreneurship and innovation in a certain country. And I'm the lead researcher of this project. I have the pride and pleasure to be that. And then looking at the statistics and numbers, I can really brag that maybe I contributed with a decimal in this ecosystem. No, Bahrain is doing a great job. I'm not going to announce any results, so you would be seeing the report very soon, looking at the ranks and the achievements of Bahrain, perception about it, along with the actual figures and statistics from various studies. So we're doing a great job, and I think the vision is helping, the ecosystem is helping both private and public institutions, as well as universities are working hard towards that. And I see the integration, so I'm really happy when I see, for instance, like Injaz Bahrain working with, of course, Titmikeen, working with Hope Ventures, working with other aspects, working together. So when you see these leading institutions along with the universities, of course, a lot of Bahraini companies supporting as board members and all, a lot of sponsorships towards these projects, a lot of for startups, for competitions, for workshops, education, tech aspects, hackathons. So all of these happening. We, as part of the ecosystem, sometimes we can't cope. Sometimes we think, where should we go?
Where should we go? Yes.
Yeah, today we have another celebration for another program. Tomorrow we're attending this event. So a lot of opportunities which sometimes it's our role to guide our students and graduates to like seek the right event or venue or workshop or knowledge or certification. So it's just to be able not to miss out and to follow through with whatever is happening around them. So so I'm really happy and proud to be here in Bahrain and to be part of the ecosystem and to be able to help even with a little amount of effort and So
wonderful. Yes, I think we can brag together about Bahrain entrepreneurship ecosystem.
Sure.
I'm so happy as well that I chose Bahrain to do my research here in regards of entrepreneurship. It's really incredible, the whole ecosystem, as you mentioned, and I'm looking forward to read more about the results that you're talking about. So everyone, stay tuned for that. I'll make sure to share it once it becomes public.
Sure.
And yes, looking forward to that. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us in regards of any upcoming projects that you have, or anything that you are really proud of that you have done recently?
Actually, I'm very proud, of course, of like, again, I'm a researcher at the end of the day, being an academic. So without my knowledge and understanding, I won't be able to do the rest of my roles. So I'm happy about that. And recently, I had 2 research partners. I'm really happy that we worked together on a very interesting and new concept, which is emotional entrepreneurship. Dr. Jalal Nasser, as well as Dr. Rania Nefa. So we worked together on that, and we participated with this research in the University of Nizwa in Oman conference last October. So this is something really interesting, and we're pursuing more articles about the topic. Of course, it's a very rich area, entrepreneurship and innovation, but of course, it depends on the angle, which angle and which dimension are you looking at. But it's really fulfilling and interesting. On the other hand, at the university level, so at the Royal University for Women, we have a lot of programs offered towards entrepreneurship and innovation. We have a new, like different set of programs towards entrepreneurship as well in the undergrad level. We participated actually in Arab Entrepreneurship Rally a few years back, representing Bahrain. We were the only, our students were the only students representing Bahrain in Dubai Expo a few years back. We were working side by side with UNIDO, so we're looking forward to the upcoming Arab Entrepreneurship Rally. We have different areas of development, not only towards entrepreneurship. However, they all lead to building the right character and personality. We're offering TEDx RUW, so we're planning to have our own TED Talk in probably soon, sometime in April. On the other hand, we have different scholarships to students. We have actually a very interesting program for women above 30 who did not pursue their bachelor's degree, or for whatever reason they didn't go back to education and they want to continue. So we have 70% off that they can actually. So I would love very much to invite whoever would like to pursue their studies. And basically, the Royal University for Women is like a safe space. This is what we always say, it's a safe space for women. So that you can come over, you can seek courses, different programs, different learnings, you can participate in activities, and of course, like pursue your degrees, both undergrad and postgrad. And of course, like any other opportunity partnerships with other universities, we're doing that. Of course, there's increasing trend towards, of course, digitization or using technology as well as sustainability. So, of course, we're working on transforming most of our universities, including, of course, RUW, to a sustainable university. So we're working on that. And increasing awareness regarding sustainability among our students as well. So this is a continuous endeavor. So it's an ongoing project. So yes. So of course, like building the entrepreneurial mindset. And I have the pleasure that we received a scholarship from Babson College in Boston last year. So we had 6 of our students participating in the entrepreneurial mindset, the Babson Build program. So we seize opportunities and we seek them and we seize them and we get them. So so we were happy. I was responsible for this project, so I'm happy to offer these opportunities for the students. Sometimes business simulation contests or other opportunities. So whatever we can offer for our students, we're working on that. Whatever we can offer to the whole of the kingdom, again, we're available and we're ready, and we're looking forward.
Amazing. There's so many opportunities that everyone can explore. And as you mentioned, like even for people that want to go back to education, which is really important to offer that opportunity, right, for somebody that wants to continue their studies. And so many things going on over there.
Yes, definitely.
So many great opportunities and projects.
And we have, by the way, the Women Research Center. It's led by one of our colleagues, a very nice professor, Dr. Christelle Comer. So again, Women Research Center, so we focus on research with regard to women. So we're open again for collaborations. If anyone has a research project or would like to contribute to a research project, please step up and just visit the university, and a lot of opportunities will be open for you.
So anybody, for example, from the United States or other countries that are watching this podcast and they would like to find some collaborations, whether it's a student or a professor or even the university itself, they can just reach out.
Sure.
And see what magic can happen.
Yes, a lot can happen.
Amazing. This is a great opportunity for everybody, so don't be afraid, don't be shy to reach out, because as you can see, there's so many things to explore at the university, and I'm sure you are going to make it happen.
Yeah, we make things happen.
They make it happen.
Yeah, we make it happen, so...
Very exciting for everyone. I even feel like going back. I'll see what opportunities I can go back.
Yeah. We discussed it, and we'll discuss it after the program. So yeah, definitely.
Exciting.
Love to have you.
You have shared with us so many insights and share also your vision and your mission and the challenges and everything else and the opportunities, which I'm very excited about. And I wanted to ask you if you could please give an advice to women in general, whether it's in academia, life, entrepreneurship, anything. What would you like to say?
I would like to say a lot, but basically, again, as I mentioned, like self-awareness, you have to know who you are, avoid self-doubt. All of us are very employable. All of us are we have something to offer. So self-perceived employability, as I discussed, this was my research and my doctoral degree. So I love really the concept of employability. All of you are employable, but you have to know what you're good at. Be resilient. So you might face some challenges or failures, but you have to learn the lesson. You have to take risks, so you have to, of course, calculated risk, but you have to take some risk. Seek mentorship, seek advice. Speak up, because sometimes you don't speak up your mind. People can't really know what's happening on your side, what you're good at, what are you thinking, how good your ideas are. So basically you have to speak up. Again, of course, you have to have your safe zone or safe environment, but this won't be happening except by building the right network. So try to network, try to know people, in different industries, different places. So you know whom to go to, whom to seek advice and mentorship. Again, explore new things, continuous improvement and learning. I had a professor once in the US who said, I have to learn something new every day. And he even, like if the day has passed and nothing else to be learned, so he used to go to his kids' rooms and maybe find a book, read a story, or maybe pick a new word. So basically try to learn something new. Like reflection and like writing is really important. Honestly, I'm not doing a lot of writing, but in these awards and these situations, when I actually write, I learn things about myself. I learn things about the possibilities and the new things that maybe I can offer. Sometimes you see the ideas, you challenge your own ideas. and you see how to implement it, you know how to achieve your goals. So writing is important. Not to show people, but just to be able to have this dialogue, self-dialogue with whatever is happening internally, inside your mind, even your emotions. Be creative and don't be afraid of okay, sometimes you say, oh, well, those ideas have been tackled before. Yes, but if you have an idea, maybe you can implement it differently. For females, as I mentioned, you have to be professional when it comes to being professional. Be very tender and soft when it comes to human relations. Be kind is really important, because I always tell my kids, my students, my colleagues, kindness pays back. Knowledge sharing is important because like a flower cannot grow unless it is nourished from people around, and again you really enjoy what's happening, but again it spreads a lot of good things. So you have to share what you have, and this is the only way to grow. And be optimistic. Life is beautiful and life has a lot of opportunities. You have to see the opportunity and seize the opportunity.
Amazing. Thank you for those wonderful words. I'm so grateful, really. I'm so grateful and honored to have you here today. I really want to welcome you once again to our community of forward thinkers, of forwardpreneurs, where we really want everyone to join us, right, in this journey where we can always bloom and move forward together, as I like to say, because it really takes a whole community in order to do that. And something that I love that you emphasized was being kind. Being kind and to share knowledge. Because sometimes people gain all this knowledge and they don't share it, they gatekeep it. And I think when it comes to leadership, and I think that's something that I really want to highlight from you, it's when you find out about opportunities, you share it. You share it with your colleagues, you share it with your students, you share it with the people that you know. And I think that's what really sets you apart from others, because we can all see that, sometimes people have the knowledge, they don't share it. They have the resources, they don't share it. They have the information, they don't share it. So when somebody is able to step out that circle and make a difference, it really helps everyone else. So for that, thank you so much. Once again, congratulations on your award. Very well deserved, and I think you deserve all the awards.
Thank you, my dear. Wish you all the best. I'm so happy and really grateful for the opportunity, and looking forward to sharing more and to doing a lot together, inshallah, and have a wonderful year ahead.
Inshallah. Thank you, dear. Looking forward for all the collaborations and always looking out for the students and the entrepreneurship ecosystem here in the Bahrain. So everyone, please stay tuned. Great things are coming. We'll be pending about the results and all the research coming along. We'll make sure we'll be sharing it on our platform. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Nehal.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.